Hey guys, welcome on into my channel where toys and beats are part of everyday life here. It's Ronnie from Zillion and Epic Toy Sound. I hope everybody's having a blessed day and a good start to the week. We're still in the very early stages of 2026, but hey, every day counts. Every moment counts. Don't think it doesn't, because it does. That being said, I'm going to show you guys a quick overview slideshow of an exciting new collaboration that we've had the opportunity to work on this past week. Actually, it was a combination of this past week and really the prior 20 years. Collaboration with our friend, and I might be pronouncing this wrong because this was our first collab together. Camilo. Anyway, username I'm going to put up on the screen so you guys can follow him. And well, first, that's ours. So follow us and follow our friend Camille. That's his username. He's got some incredible toy photography, scenes that are absolutely cinematic, frozen in time. We just released the blog on zillionmarketplace.com about the project. The release date is this Friday, and it covers our sonic taxonomy, of Volume 1, The Vigilantes. It's the Vigilante Tape, Volume 1. Check it out. This right here is the cover. As you can see, it's top secret level 5, classified eyes only. And what we have here is a vibe captured only by vigilantes. So this whole tape, every track on it, 10 songs total, each individual track is named and characterized for a different character. So Punisher obviously is on the album. Daredevil. Got Batman. We got Nightcrawler. We have Wolverine on there. We have we put Penguin on there. Couple oddballs on there just because, well, we like to capture the essence of them with toys, and we have to go off the products that we have in stock. So if you look at it backwards, a lot of toy photographers might see this and be like, what the heck? Well, a lot of people, believe it or not, see the sound first. Some people see the image first. Some people see the sonic identity first. Well, what does it sound like? What would it feel like if I was in the presence of? And that's what we like to start with. The image drives the inspiration for the sound. It inspires the whole aesthetic of the sound. Even if it's a lo-fi vigilante tape, that lo-fi is also integrated with the sonic identity of each character. So for Wolverine, I think of a bluesy. I think of like a blues almost. Sometimes even with a hint of Japanese, maybe like a koto, integrated into a lo-fi beat. So if we do a lo-fi Wolverine track, all that means is that we're taking the elements of what kind of make up that character. What's his personality? What's his archetype like, and these are all vigilante archetypes. The entire set that we're doing is it's a 10 volume set with each volume being its own archetype. This just so happened to be the first volume that we released, the Vigilante Tape, and I'm blessed to be able to work with our friend on this cover because it was the perfect cover for what the project is. And the cool thing about it is this keeps it, like I said from the beginning. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't care whether you partake, whether you participate, whether you like it, and whether you don't. It doesn't affect me at all. Only affects you, actually, in your alone time. That being said, this is a way for us to have royalty-free audio in the entire community. It's a way for us to work together and say, all right, well, I'm doing visuals every day anyway. In fact, it's a form of expression. So whether you want that form of expression to be worldwide, global, to be seen by other people, that's up to you. You know, it doesn't matter whether you do or don't. It could be just for your own sake, for your own hobby, for the fact that maybe it keeps you sane after a long day at work. Maybe you never thought of it being as a job, or like some people have to do content. Some people have to partake in the digital world in order to pay the bills or stay alive. Right? That might not affect you. If it doesn't, great. That's good for you. But some people have to. Some people rely on content, engagement, royalties, ad revenue, YouTube partner program, streaming revenue, endorsements, sponsors, to make a living in life. Now, if it just so happens that what you love to do and what you decide to participate in as your recreational hobby that is a big form of expression and creative expression in general, if it happens that you're really good at it and people are willing to invest in you or to sponsor you or to pay you for your art, then that's a blessing, right? You don't have to expect it. You could go into it with the same mindset as doing it for the love of it, and then if something happens, it happens. That's the good part about not really expecting anything. But I would say that if you're on the fence about it, and you don't really know whether you think that you can make a career out of creating content, putting it out in the world, and naturally finding your audience that has the same interests you have, I'd say go for it. It might come with a little bit of a learning curve, but what doesn't? And the barrier to entry now is a lot thinner than ever before. You don't need to know all the tech school. You don't need to go to school for learning how to use a computer anymore, or a certain subject. The computer is the instrument that you can use to learn about it. It's all right there for you. Takes some effort for sure, but it's up to you. Next slide. Here's our friend. If you want to follow, here's the username right here. He does not shoot toys. He captures missions, frozen in time. And that's exactly the spirit of the individuals and creators that we want to work with all the time. Now, I get it. Sometimes you're like, well, your art's too good for this, right? Maybe some people have that opinion. God knows why. I would say we don't really want to work with you, right? We don't have to. We could choose whoever we want to work with. If we just so happen to reach out and say, hey, you know, your art and your profile is fantastic. Would you be interested in using one of your scenes or one of your images for a cover of one of our album releases? Possibly, you know, maybe get some vinyl printed or some CDs printed. And your first response is gratitude, you're a winner. You're a winner, because you have to go back to what I just said a second ago. Remember, we don't have to reach out to anybody at this point. In fact, between a group of 20 photographers and 6 music producers, we've created enough content for the next 7 years. When I say we have over 500,000 assets that are ready to be scheduled every single day, intentionally, we did that. We built it knowing that this is where it's going. Whether you're against AI, whether you're with it, that doesn't change the fact that AI is here. That being said, we don't say you can't join a club because you like AI, or you can join a club because you do it this way. That's like saying every artist has to have the same routine and same type of workflow in order to be in the club. No, not this club. In fact, we don't want you in the club. If your attitude is, I'm too good, or no, I don't like them because they use AI, well, I personally don't want you anywhere near our club. And that's the beauty of this, is that if you're going to create content, don't chase the views and the likes. I don't care if this video gets 10 views. It probably will get about 7. But I know what I'm putting out there is pretty valuable information. And I know one day there's going to be a dynamic shift where everything that we do is going to make sense in the world that we're living in today. That's our attitude. Do you know how many images we have to choose from? This goes back to what I just said. We don't need to ask anybody or to give anybody 50% of the audio that we have created for the last 20 years. We want to. That's how you grow a community. And well, the community is already there because it's the people, but it's how you grow it economically. You keep things in-house. And if those of you who own a business, I'm sure you understand this. When you can keep your expenses down, when you don't have to spend that extra $28 a month on royalty-free music that doesn't pay you, it helps everybody. Instead, we find a way to collaborate on the visual and on the audio, and we say 50% of this goes to you because you contributed an album cover that you're going to do anyways. We just decided to turn it into an album cover. And if you didn't think about that before that, you're welcome. That's another thing you don't realize. You can make album covers all day for yourself, but if you didn't have 20 years in the music industry and you didn't build a catalog of audio that is now an asset in the world, then you'll be playing catch up for your whole life. Even if you had the best AI plans in the world and you used all of them at the same time, you think they're going to allow you to generate 100,000 songs in a year and put them out to monetize? No, it's just not there yet. Maybe soon. Maybe in a couple years, nobody will have to worry about money. Maybe within the next 5 to 10 years, maybe we're not even going to have to worry about money. Maybe it's going to be a choice where you wake up and decide whether you want to go to work or not. Kind of like growing a garden or going to the grocery market. You have a choice. You can grow your own plants and vegetables and know exactly where they're coming from. Or you can go to the grocery market and buy them already grown, so you don't have to go through the work. It's the same thing with thoughts, reality, people, projects, creativity. It's the same thing. Maybe with money, maybe AI is so super intelligent that everything you do monetizes. And that's the world we live in. But that brings on a whole nother set of issues. Well, it brings on issues like the fact that we're social beings. We need each other. Community is important. And having that choice to whether you want to retreat and not go to work just because your bank account's fine today, that sounds like an individual choice and one that we may all have to make. But that's just hypothetically speaking. That's maybe if AI gets to a point where none of this even matters. If the core root of the issue, of any issue, is financial or economic or any of those, do you still have those problems when you take that issue away? You know what I'm saying? Like, if all your money problems were solved today, I think I've made this analogy before. If I gave you a briefcase of $1 million, does that make you a millionaire? Are you a millionaire once you get that briefcase? Technically, maybe for a second, right? But what happens when that money's gone? If you didn't become the millionaire inside before receiving that briefcase of money, soon it will all end up in the same hands that gave it out. That's a fascinating quote that I've heard before from Jim Rohn. If you took up all the money in the world, divided it up equally upon everybody, gave everybody the same equal amount, within no time, all that money will end up in the same hands. Why? Because it's a very small percent of people who start to really understand and dive deep into why that happens. And I can tell you this, it has nothing to do with having information that gatekeepers have or just having exclusive information that nobody else has on how to make money. It's nothing to do with it. It's 100% having to do with the person you become. You have to make yourself that valuable to where $1 million is easily given to you for what you do. What does that look like? You tell me. I know that it's different for everybody. $1 million is not a lot of money anymore. You have to understand. They've shoved that down so much information over the last 10 to 20 years of life, especially since social media and especially since all the content age and all this stuff with podcasts and all the different opinions and voices that you can hear and listen to. It's always been made out to seem like $1 million is a lot of money, right? But it's nothing. It's not a lot of money. And when you start believing in that, changes happen in your outside world that you can't even explain. It's the person you become. It's not the money you get. Anybody could, I mean, even the lottery, you win the lottery and you're given millions of dollars for not doing anything and not really becoming any different or changing or being valuable. Now, if you won it based on the fact that you already were valuable, then that makes sense. But if you're just, it's your first time ever getting money, first time ever getting $1 million, that money will be gone. You won't have it back because the person you become, not what happens to you. Happenings happen to everybody. Suffering happens to everybody. We don't need to get, I think the age of just victimhood is over. It's done. We've all been victims in our own story. We've all played the victim card, and we've played the opposite. It's humanity. That's a part of life. It's what you choose to continue to do as well. Is that the way you see yourself? If that is, then that's fine. But in this community, as far as the one that I like to be in, and that others that I find have similar interests that that I do with toys and music and just art in general, we like to help each other. We like to find solutions to things. Every week is a new week, a new chance to be able to explore different possibilities, to, like I said, find solutions to things that help us go into a direction we want to go. And I'm grateful for these relationships that we can build online now because of the ease of use and the platforms that have made it so that we can connect with people across the world. It's a really valuable thing when you think about it. Like people literally had to spend a ton of money, time, resources, traveling, long distance phone calls before all this came about. So it is a blessing. And that's how I treat every day when it comes to this stuff. Like if I'm able to do this, be myself, create content I like, what more can I ask for in life? So that being said, I'm excited for the Friday release. So just a quick announcement. Maybe I get a couple short videos out of this. I don't know. Maybe I'll release the whole thing and it will be an episode. I don't know. I'm finding my way. I'm figuring it out as I go. Stay tuned and check out the Vigilante Tapes. It's set for release on Friday. The cover art, like I said. Look at that. Yeah. Here's your track list. Got Daywalker, Blade, Armored Bat, Batman, Red Outlaw, Red Hood. Tactical Safe House is the Punisher. Iceberg Lounge is the Penguin. Lunar Night is Moon Knight. Teleport is Nightcrawler. Ninja Dystopian is TMNT Ronin, The Last Ronin. Devil in the Kitchen, Daredevil. And Weapon X, Wolverine. There's your checklist. So I was wrong about the date. I'm sorry. No, I was right. It's not the deployment. We set that. That's when we scheduled it. This is when it releases, the 19th. There you go. Follow our friend. Stay tuned for more unboxings. Check out the. I just did a couple. I did the Juggernaut, and I did the Penguin Emperor, the Penguin Legions from the Batman Returns film, which sounds like a great thing to watch tonight. So maybe I'll get some ideas for some scenes. I've been taking screenshots of, movie scenes. I watched the Monster Squad yesterday, and oh man, there's a scene at the beginning of that is epic. I really would like to capture it, but it's funny because a lot of times when I see these scenes that I would really like to redo with toys, I think about the other toy photographers' work because like I said, I've mentioned it several times. I am an amateur toy photographer. My first thing is the audio. It's the sonic identity of every character. And we're going to do every character. Like I said, we have over 500 already done. It's just now the creation stage is over. It's time for distribution and publishing. So if you want to be a part of it, if you want to contribute some images, if you want to be in the book, this book is going to be 100% toy photography art, alongside what I just showed you, like this type of stuff, where it's a little bit of both, where you have like graphs, but the graphs and the charts are going to be based off of the toy art. So like the bandage one, this one, it could be an image that you take of a character, clean, pristine, and we break it down with different audio tags that make up that sonic identity of that character. There's certain elements that go into a song, just like you guys are aware of the elements that go into an image or to a scene, especially the ones that have been doing it for so long that really understand the depth of that. Because, I mean, when you put in, you know, the standard 10,000 plus hours into something. With audio, for me, it's over 20 years of obsessual. I'm talking about literally obsessing over audio to the point where I was in the studio every single night till 4 or 5 in the morning, and I would wake up and go to work at 10 and work all day until 7 at night, then be in the studio till 4 or 5 in the morning. For 10 years, for a decade, literally, that was a retreat for me. And then you add another 10 years of being in the business and the creative directing and kind of bringing all that to life. It feels like a whole nother world, a whole nother lifetime. And when I got into toys, you know, I remember literally telling myself, I'm over the music industry, man. The people were not there to help you, the ones I met. In fact, a lot of them were placed there intentionally to do the opposite. And what happened? Well, why would they make money for you if they can make money for themselves? My attitude was always opposite. In fact, I could even be in a place where I had independent artists who were coming up and maybe needed beats, maybe needed some production. I could be in a room with 7 other producers that are top producers and still say to that artist, you know, sell them on someone else's type of production. That's the type of person I am. Why? Because I see the bigger picture. It's not about me and getting this quick money right here, real quick. Coming up real quick, making some money. And sometimes survival kicks in, and that's the way it is. That's right. If that's the case, that's what's going to happen. But a lot of times I look out for other people. And that's just the way I am. The creator in me sees the creator in everybody. It's one and the same. We're all part of the same creative flow. Same creator. Whatever you believe in the world, whatever your religion, your philosophical outlook, your scientific outlook, whatever it is, creative energy is creative energy. And it started with something. Whether we know what it is, whether we don't. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. That being said, I'm always open to collaboration. Hit me up. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned, like I said, I don't care to work with anybody who thinks they're better than everybody else. Or, I mean, there's been a lot of and I especially see a ton of pushback with the AI, which is understandable. How do you think I felt when I saw AI music 3 years? See, the thing is, it hit the music industry before I even saw reactions to toy photography world and how people are literally either black or white. They're like, no AI whatsoever. In fact, if you like AI and toy photography, you will not only get an unfollow, but you cannot be in this group. You can't be in this club. You guys need to just go start your own club. Get the fuck out of here, because, dude, we're too old for that shit. First of all, nobody's going to tell a grown man and a group of grown men that they can't be in a club. They're just going to start their own club like we did. Simple as that. We don't need you. We don't need your approval. We don't seek for your congratulations. None of that shit is needed where we're at. In fact, where we're at, it's all creative. It's all non-competition. It's all creative creation above competition, meaning that if we focus on creating and building something day by day, each day, the competition just fades into the void, man. You don't even see it. In fact, the shadow gets so big, it casts over your competition. It casts over your competition to where they become so small, they're not even in your life, in your thoughts anymore. That's what real creative power does. I'm not talking about financial power or buying out your competition or nothing like that. It's a matter of literally saying, all right, instead of competing today, let's create. And when you have about 5, even 5 on the small end, but if you have 5 to 20 people that decide to come together, if you have two people that decide on something, one goal to bring to life, it's almost a fact they're gonna succeed. So for all the hate and all the people that think they're gatekeeping something, you're by yourself, man. We don't want you. So that being said, if you have a creator mindset and you love working with other people, and you know that your work is just as good and you're confident in yourself as anybody else's that you see, you're right. Those are the people we want to work with. Sooner or later, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between whatever you do and what AI does. That's what kills a lot of people. That's what makes people literally say, oh, fuck this guy. Shit, I'm just telling you what I see day to day, integrated in regular jobs across the world, in your phones, in your email. Let's see how long you don't use AI for. In fact, don't secretly be using AI and telling people they can't join a club. That's when you get knocked the fuck out.